Gentlemen, welcome back to another video. My name is Striker.
My name is Luba.
Today's video is about what? Is about
Money.
money. Always with the money. Yeah?
It was funny how we actually did one video. Sorry, again, out of topic, but and one of the guys thought that we insisting on new iPhones when we're talking about like that. If you're in a real relationship and you like each other, then iPhone doesn't matter, and then it's just that girls asking for that. And he was like, I can't believe like you're saying that you measure the relationship in iPhones. So to not make any misunderstandings, like we want to talk how much money should you bring to Ukraine when you come, and we will give you advice according to our expenses, for example, during the tour, because of course everybody has different preferences, what they want to eat, what they want to visit. And honestly, we had a client who was like on a strict diet when they need to eat like on only certain food in certain places. We have a vegetarian guy, and we have a guy who really wanted to try all kind of oysters that Ukraine ever possibly can bring from all over the world. So like really it's very, very different, and it's very difficult to compare and like give any average pricing. But as you know, with our tours, everything is included according to accommodation, transportation, dates, all the tours that we're doing, like some excursions, and all the pickups, and transfers, and all you need to pay is like on the date actually, right? So when you're on a date, like we have hotels booked with a breakfast always, and usually our day schedule looks like that. We first meeting at 11, then the next one at 3, and the next one at 7 approximately. So this is usually the schedule for the first 2 days in each city. First 2-3 days, depends on how many ladies you're going to meet, because I try to arrange the date intense at the beginning, to make sure that then you have few days to
free time.
have free time.
Yeah.
And so because you had a breakfast, like I always ask the guys, because one thing that I don't want them to feel is that even though we move a lot and we walk a lot, sometimes guys feel that we're sitting there eating and like keep gaining some weight. This is sometimes happening, and that's why I don't want that to happen, because in Ukraine very big like kind of like relatively
a lot of
big
flour, a lot of complex carbohydrates.
And a lot and the portions are big, because even we've been recently in a Georgian place that we really like, and we kind of like order just like
I still have it some in the fridge.
It was a week ago. But it seems like appetizers, like some mushrooms, but this mushroom like that was actually like appetizer was a full full meal that you can eat, and then you don't need anything else. So consider that, like remember about that. So here I put like some little prices that when you go after breakfast, you meet with a lady at 11 o'clock, you usually go for some coffee date. And coffee date is just usually it's not the coffee that you get on the street and walk. It's like you sit in a nice place, maybe she get a dessert or something. So the price for that can vary from $10 to $20. I put it really average, because cup of coffee cost like big cappuccino will cost around from $3 to $5, I would say. No, 5 is too much. No, sorry. Two.
It's about $2 to $3. I buy a coffee, like a large cappuccino, most days. And even though it's a takeaway, but it's about 45 hryvnias, 40 to 50.
No, this is like takeaway, right?
Yeah.
No. So it will be like $2 to $4 maximum.
In there.
In the
if
restaurant.
You sit down,
in the restaurant, yeah. So usually like actually three. But anyway, so and then like some dessert may also cost like 70-80 hryvnias. So also plus minus like $3. Plus, so if you're sitting there and like for example you're if there's an interpreter, like you maybe get just coffee. So totally will be $10 to $20. Then the next date will be for the lunchtime, and the lunch, of course, it depends what you want, and we always ask guy. And how we do it is that we talk to the guy, like so to avoid this, or you're ordering a lot of food or something that usually never happened. And we actually recently have a guy. It was funny that the girl was not like any lady were ordering in front of him anything, because he was such an interesting guy and very, very like handsome and tall, and like it's not about even handsome and tall, but it was just like very charismatic. This was that the ladies was so much like listening to him. They don't want to sit and eat and like the food falling out of their mouth. They was just listening. So he was always ending up the date hungry. But anyway, for lunch, the guy always telling me, for example, like I'm not super hungry yet, like I may go like for some pizza or some pasta or some salad or something. So I a little bit cover that for the ladies. So like when she's asking, I say, you know, you're gonna get some pizza, so maybe you're gonna share. Of course, if you're getting the pizza usually costs here from $5 to $10, I would say. It depends on the size, of course. And then sometimes you may even end up with this, like you get a beer maybe, or some juice or tea or whatever, or lemonade, and then, you know, that's it. So I put here that the price for lunch vary from $20 to $40 per 2 or 3 people, depends. Like, because if you with interpreter, for example, then, you know, she will just share with you whatever pizza, whatever you have. So $20 to $40. And the dinner, again, you know, somebody eating at night, somebody's not eating at night, sometimes lady come from the work, but the price here I would say from $60 to $100, depends if you're drinking or no. Because if you're getting some wine, or if you're getting the bottle of wine, of course it can go even more, because the glass of wine will cost about from $5 to $7-8 per glass, when the bottle can also vary. Of course, it can even cost $100 itself for the bottle of wine. Don't be shy about that, and always have a look. And like if you don't know much about the wine, ask the waiter to show you on the menu, or the wing woman is doing that for you. Show the menu like how much it costs. So don't be shy about that. So this is average. Like let's say by average price that breakfast or coffee date $15, then lunch is like $30, and dinner is $70. So total is $115.
But that's for 3.
It's for 3 dates.
Individual, like it's with 3 different ladies. So what Lou was talking about is that at the start of our tours, we like to do it quite fast and meet as many ladies as possible, because we understand when you get to day 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you get pretty tired. You know, and I say this to all the guys when they come in. It's like, you know, I know it's like you're going to be thinking, I'm going to be doing all this dating, it's going to be so great. And it is exciting, and it is interesting, and it is fun. You do meet a lot of ladies, but it also is very, very exhausting as well. You know, it surprises every guy. Even though I tell them, it surprises them as well. So at the start, we try and get as much done as possible. Then afterwards, you know, you can say, well, I really like this lady here and this lady here. So
and you can spend more time.
Yeah, you can say, well, and it doesn't become 3 dates per day. Maybe it becomes one long date that may last like the evening, where you go out for lunch and you go for a walk, you do some activity, you do something, and it becomes a different dynamic than at the start. But if you're dating at the start and you're doing 3 dates, that's about what it's going
and also like if you have an activity, if you want to do an activity, if it is booked through legit websites, you know, and everything, then for example the guy recently went shooting like some exclusive guns, like there was 3 packages, and he chose like the 3rd package with some like kind of
the biggest guns and the biggest bullets.
Yeah, so
the
it
most
was,
badass package.
I think it was like $150. $1,500 hryvnia, so it's like $55, $60 with the instructor, you know, and
with her. For both of them?
Both of them, yeah. Both of them, so it was a bag of like bullets, and it was great. If you want to go bowling, like it will cost for 1 row, it will cost maybe $15. So, you know,
one round.
For 1 hour.
Oh, 1 hour.
1 hour for one, how to say, like, so no matter how many people coming, like you pay the same amount.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, so it is cheap, but it's not like free. It's not like next to nothing. You know, it's not incredibly cheap. Like that's what it's going to cost you. So most meals in that would cost you around, I always say 1/3 to half the price. Some people say like 1/4, 1/5. It's not. It's about 1/3 to half the price, right? So if you want to do a nice coffee date, not takeaway, not a shitty, what do you call it? Like, you know, sit in the corner, but nice. It's a nice restaurant, but you're going there for coffee. Nothing wrong with that.
But if you're meeting for the second time, for example, and you're meeting in the morning, like maybe she has a lunch break, and like not lunch break, maybe she will be hungry for that, but in the morning, like maybe before work, she will be able to meet. You can get this coffee like by mutual agreement, and you know, go for a walk and maybe walk a little bit. So everything is discussable. We just wanted, like some people say, oh, like it's so expensive, or it's so this. Like we just want to break down some prices that, you know, how much should you bring, how much you should consider, you know, for one day.
Of course, you can spend whatever you want, but I know that a lot of guys, they come over, they've been writing a letter or whatever, and they meet a lady, and then they go to a restaurant and they have lunch, and the lunch comes to, like lunch or dinner, and of course it's a money back restaurant, right? So depending on what city you go to, different cities approach the money back thing a little bit differently. Some of them like jack up the prices, some of them don't, and it becomes like a legitimate cash back type system, right? Incentive type marketing is probably what I'm going to call it. But for going out with a normal lady who's not interested in getting paid to be on the date. This is about what you're going to spend, you know. So this is what the guys are spending when they go on tour with Luba.
And sometimes maybe even less, because it, again, everything depends on like what exactly you're getting, because sometimes guys really said like I feel like pizza and he want to go for pizza, we go for
but then
dinner.
some clients buy they're like, I want to try this, I want to try, and so it's more
different.
expensive.
And sometimes it's more cheaper, you know. For dinner, if you get pizza again and you know she gets salad, then also it can be very cheap. So this is just a little update about prices here. If you want to know anything in particular, like how much cost this thing here or how much that activity costs, put down below in comments and we will gladly respond to that. And also subscribe to our Telegram group where we share, you know, everything that we do on the tours and in daily life.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Bye.